Rakan. We're going to keep going. We're on a big momentum swing. We are 5-0 in our best of threes. We're 10-0 overall. We had one pretty exhilarating win. If you guys weren't here for it yesterday, I feel bad because it was a hell of a ride. So hopefully you guys will get a chance to check that out. And we'll have some new adventures today. Also today at noon o'clock, so in about 2 hours, we're going to be going over this game. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We're going to be going over T1 versus KT, the Battle of the Telecom Wars in Korea. 8 world champions on this roster in this game. It's going to be pretty exciting to watch. We'll be watching the whole thing. This is something I stumbled upon, and thinking specifically of one rune. I'll let you guys have an opportunity to try to guess what that one rune is, but check out Dreammaker. All right, so it's one of the upgrades to the support quest, the broken items that supports get. Has the same warding charges and everything that goes along with it, but here we go. This is the thing that I want to look at, and I believe function, no, Control Alt plus, no, Control plus. Maybe I can zoom in right here. Okay. You should be able to see this okay. Dreammaker. Every 8 seconds, you gain a dream bubble, a blue dream bubble, and a purple dream bubble. Granting a heal or shield to allied champion, excluding yourself, causes you to blow both of your dream bubbles to them, empowering them for 3 seconds. The blue bubble reduces the next instance of non-minion damage they take by 140, and the purple grants them 90 bonus magic damage on a hit to their next basic attack. Well, it's kind of interesting. It seems like you only get one of these every 8 seconds, right? And then you're going to have to recharge them. But there's one rune in particular that essentially ensures that these are going to go off. Now, you can just cast your E. You can cast your Q. But also when you're ulting, when you may not have time, you may have used your E's to go forward to get to your allies, and you may not have anything else. There's one rune that will help heal my entire team, and it synergizes with Revitalize. It's on the same tree, in fact, right? And you guys know what it is now. When we pair, I'm forgetting the name now, so I'm probably just gonna have to redo this whole intro. When we pair Dreammaker with it, and I'm just completely fumbling and I'm lost. I need to go find it. What is the one I'm talking about? It's the one, it's like the least used one in the tree. Everyone goes Demolish and Shield Bash, so now I'm forgetting it. Oh my gosh. That ever happened to you? Those runes. This one. Font of Life. My goodness, there it is. The Font of Life. Impairing the movement speed of an enemy champion marks them for 4 seconds. Any champion who attacks the marked enemies heal for a portion of your max health. That synergizes with Dreammaker, right? So when we proc Font of Life and they attack, they're going to get these bubbles automatically blown over to them, and it's a much easier use case for this effect to just go off much more often. Now we can just do it the normal way by casting an E right onto someone and just empowering them a little bit, and that'll be totally fine. But it's a really neat way, and we've been having a lot of success with this page in particular, where we're just focused on all the healing and the shielding. We're trying to be the best support, you know, bardic type D&D champion that we can be. We're just always available. We've got the extra speed. We're just trying to get through biggest shields, survive the early game, and we're just trying to be that big team fight team player. And it's been working really well. So I want to do that. And also I want to, we've been working on focusing on the early game and transitioning into the mid game. We're very comfortable with our wards. We've been making some good roams, but sometimes we stay out a little bit too long. So we want to adjust that. But the next plan to effectuate is actually, that's part 3 of the acronym that we have here, ACE. The ACE game plan. We're going to assess, we're going to communicate, and then we're going to effectuate. So the idea is going to be find the right plan, communicate it to our teammate, and then make it happen. And that's going to be our big goal today, is in the mid game, seeing how we can accomplish that. We're going to invite people into the comms if they want to join, so we can try to get this going. try to get the maximum amount of communication live in our games. So that's going to be the game plan today. Oh, I've got one more thing before I go. Let's get into the mood. This is going to be my priming from now on. Just going to get into the Rakan mindset. I can like see the dance and the flow and the story's building up, and we're just getting ready to go in for that big engage. Got my Vastayan. You just like feel, I don't know, I feel like this is perfect music for this champion, for these champions. It's culture, dance, art, adventure, wilderness. This activity that I'm doing right now, this is called priming. When you have something that you do before you engage in activity, and it's meant to kind of bring you up, get you to a certain hype state. Not so much that you're out of control, but you want to be in that perfect flow state. So we're going to try to get as close to that as possible. And if we make this part of our tradition, if you make it a tradition, then it's culture. It's part of your team's culture. This is something you can do for teams. It's something you can do for yourself. And it is an integral part of performance. You see it a lot of times with football teams, like the Seattle Seahawks or the Chicago Bulls. We all we need. What time is it? Game time. Right, those sort of things. It can be as simple as music. It can be chants. It can be mantras. Something that just gets you into a good place. For me, like I can just feel Rakan flowing through right now. You can see that like big engage, getting ready to go through, just putting on a performance. Save it for later. All right, we're in the mood. We're ready to go. Hopefully you guys are too. We'll try to build on this streak. But again, I don't want to put too much importance on the streak itself. It's more about the process of growing and the adventure of learning and playing well. And we've been playing some of the games at a pretty high level, so we want to keep that going. Try to continue the adventure. Every time that we climb, that means the game's going to get a little bit harder, right? So each time it's going to get a little bit more challenging. I think we're one win away. Yeah, one win away from being back in Emerald. And hopefully we can just keep on getting stronger each game. And by focusing on one aspect, and today that's going to be the ace, assess, communicate, and effectuate. By focusing on this one thing, hopefully we get some positive momentum, positive growth. Bloodsong is something we've also considered, especially with the Trailblazer. If you're already using Trailblazer, which wants you to attack, and if you have Shield Bash, then Bloodsong seems like a very natural thing, especially in games where your team is the pick comp. When you're not looking so much to be the team fighting, I think Bloodsong is much better when we have split pushes and we're just looking for simple, like, one-man picks. That's where Bloodsong's going to be better because of this extra engage power. It's not even the extra base AD attack that we get, although that is going to be part of it. It's the Trailblazer slow, it's the Shield Bash proc, all of these things, but also exposing them to take 10% extra damage is a pretty big deal. And it's adding that auto attack in is something that we've been looking to do. I actually haven't practiced how to auto attack. I'm not even sure that you can auto attack when you're in your ult, so I don't know that I'm going to try to do that quite yet. Alright, what is good against these guys? The Jarvan player is probably doing the Bouse comp, the Eclipse shields, get them a bunch of shield bash procs. Just kind of stick into fights because those items are really good. We'll see what they're up to. We want to get something that's good against Vladimir that can just all in. And someone that can kind of dodge our engages, get to our backline anyways. I'm going to get rid of Fizz. Hold on, normally, you know, I'm going to be upset. Alright, good. Way's banned. I was just thinking about Way. It's just always going to be Way. What's up, guys? How you doing? To heads up to anyone from the team that's joining in, there's going to be a slight delay, maybe like 4 seconds. Nothing I can do about it. And so anything that when we're going over calls or anything, it's usually going to be, I'm going to be talking about macro sense, like what we're going to try to accomplish next, and so we can unify people together. If that's not your style, that's fine. I'll react to you. We can just do our own thing. But hopefully we can move everyone together. And hopefully this is going to be part of that ACE plan, right? Assess, communicate, and effectuate. Alright, we have a very high damage team comp on their side, so it's starting to look like the Bulwark might be the best. Mid is smurfing, play off him. Well, I play off of mid a lot. Not too much we can do off of Kassadin early game, though. But if I have a roam timer, we'll try to get good pushes with the Ezreal, and if I have a roam timer, then we can definitely come and try to punish Ahri. 3-6. Brand jungle, Trundle top. Okay, Jarvan's actually fantastic into Trundle because he can shred with his Q. He just needs to never use his EQ forward. He has to save EQ to go backwards, or just harass with one or the other. But you have to generally save the EQ for the pillar, or those engages will turn poorly. But that being said, it should be pretty predictable. Also, Brand, they don't have much CC on their team, nothing predictable, so it should be pretty easy for us to find our fight. Long range comp though, Ahri, Brand, Aphelios. Trundle's going to be on the split, at least for a while. We'll see whether or not he decides to come together. Pyke is going to be a faster roamer than me, but we do have Kassadin that's going to be super alive in the side lanes and also moving faster than the Pyke as well. We should be very good for these team fights. We're also set up well for a 1-3-1. We've got the double teleport, so do they. We've got this sick new Heaven Scale skin here. Is that the prestige one? Alright, Ezreal is the strongest, well, Pyke is the strongest of these champions early. Jarvan's okay, the E if we go here, but it looks like he's going to be off on his own on top. Vi is also significantly better than Brand. Brand is a blank champion until he's able to get his passives off. Very easy for Vi to get engaged. Let me try to communicate with Vi. Vi, you good without reaching? It's very, very important for Ezreal to get to lane. Perhaps the most important, right up there with Zyra. You want to get into the lane quickly as this champion because you want to start stacking your Q to get your movement speed, your attack speed passive up. Says, here you go. Fourth. This is a cull, so we can absolutely punish this. Trundle, we need to be careful of Trundle up here. Could be that it's Trundle plus Brand on enemy blue side. We didn't actually spot that. We saw the Trundle alone. Let's start stacking the passive. We don't want to kill anything because we want their minions to kill ours. We can start stacking on the backside. Israel wants all of his Qs to hit the minions. Come on, help me, help me, help me. This is a Caulifilio, so we absolutely want to be dominant in this lane. We've already got level 2, so now we can start zoning a little bit. Israel's playing pretty far back right now. And also missing his Qs. These Qs should be aimed at the minion waves that you stack the passive, but that's okay. Looks like we're going to be pretty long range here. Pike does have Hail of Blades, so he's super dangerous if he does come in, but I'm just going to level our Q and try to get some healing back up. We don't actually have sight on the Brand yet. Right, there are 2, they're dangerous. Pike will have his E. Felius is trying to unload the red gun first. We'll be able to freeze this wave against them. We're good. Apparently I missed my exhaust though. But we are okay. He's healing up. I can try to block. Alright, I've got shield up. I'm just gonna engage on this guy. I'll hit my Q, bring it back to the Ezreal. Now we're good. That's a significant chunk here. We can actually trade with this guy pretty easily, or we could keep this wave here. Alright, looks like Ezreal actually wants to start shoving. Pike's gonna come, so we have to shove this and then back off. Pike is chunked. Now we start pushing. Can't help you there, sir. We can actually leave this here. Ezreal will lose the minimum. Alright, Pike actually delayed his back here. So that means I'm going to have a really good roam timer. Ezreal's going to come here with a stacked wave. We'll be able to crash it out. I'll be able to share all these stacks. I'll be able to get my base off first. Or not first, but second. I'll be able to react to whatever he's doing. Yeah, we're going to go push. Okay. Alright, Ezreal, play back. You're 1v2, time to get out. Felios is doing you a huge favor right now. Just back off, do not even present them any targets, please. To the Vi. Counter gank, this is what we were talking about, baby. That guy's alive and well. I screwed up, guys. Bail me out. No, that was just a mistake. Don't bail me out. I just miscommunicated with the Kassadin. I failed my ace plan. But with Pike gone, that meant that Ezreal got his free lane phase. He's also going to get plus experience. Plus, we were able to turn that fight over for the Ahri, who used her flash and her ultimate. So she's going to be in a really bad spot. Velios is quite gankable right now. Just going to hide here for a moment. This guy's dead. We'll just exhaust him for the move speed now. Make sure that Ezreal gets this kill. Die sight. But all we're doing is really punishing the Pyke's misplays. He's not doing anything special. He's making plenty of mistakes for us. Okay, Jarvan. Alright, we're looking at mid. Oh, found a jungler here. Rand is right here. Just marking him. I don't want to bring this near. I'll shield you. We're good. You can continue going in. I've got your shields. Alright, Ezreal wants to come here and push. We want to get this wave while Cass is gone. We'll just let it sit here. Alright, Aphelios is the target. 100%. Try to give Vi a spot to lead off on this. Green white guns, I don't think he can get rid of it either, so we're just gonna walk right in at him. Give that, we'll shield here. Now we can go take Dragon off that. We've got plenty of momentum. We'll just stack this wave as well. Never mind, we're going for the this guy. Alright, I'm gonna use my ult and go for this pick here. Good. Alright, they're on the voids, but it's no big deal. I'll tank this because I want to leave. We can trade. He's got a shield. That's fine. Stuff. Trundle's on his way. We're coming over here. Come this way. Oh, okay. Yep, we're good. We're good. Push the wave. Okay. Careful, Ezreal. I don't have the proc. I can just shield for her. Dead. Second time I've let these guys trap me. I need to get rid of that. Get out. Give him the shield as he pops in. Ezreal needs to be careful, there's a brand behind him. Get into the minions so you can't get queued. No, the Ar's gonna kill him now. It's awkward. Right, nothing to have down here, but we can pick up this wave. I should be at that fight.
Rampage.
Okay.
Unstoppable.
Good job, Cass. Got him. We push this so that I can roam. Just leaving Israel with a safe lane state here. We're going to go and ward the Brand, who's due to be on their top side. Alright, let's see. Who's primary engage, who's follow up? We're all melees. We're looking to dive in. They're all ranged. So I probably just want to buff my teammates, so we're going to go Dreammaker. Guy's trying to proxy. He doesn't realize that there's 3 people here. He's in a lot of trouble. It's Ravenous Hydra versus 3 champions, though. He can't survive this. I'll miss that, though. Yeah, it is what it is. It's the Ravenous Hydra, right? When he has that big lifesteal active on it. We have Shurelias, so I think we're just going to take that. They love doing this. Alright, we got to communicate to the Vi that they do it. Vi, that's 3 times they love roaming together to that quadrant.
An ally has been slain.
This guy's not keen to what's going on behind him.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Vi, you're on the wrong side of the map. We have a Herald up here. If they want to play towards Dragon, we can play towards Dragon, but like they just killed us on that side and they have all the vision on that side too, so we go for the Trundle, absolutely. Just start hitting him, man. That's his R, we've got Exhaust. We chain CC, then we just let them get the kills. Dreammaker is active, they're going to be really good there. We're good to push, we're good to take Herald. Israel's mid, we're in a really good spot. Cass can cover the bot lane. Vi, hit the eyeball, please. That's not good. Hey, we got the return kill though. Good. Alright, we're gonna play around top side. Jarvan's teleporting bot. We have Brand over here. Smite is down from the Brand. That means we get a free push here. Trundle's gonna come in for this. Trying to peel as best we can. Got one. We're going to get this one as well. Trying our damnedest. We're still good. I'll go on Vi now. Got her too. Mwah! I love this champion. Felios no flash? Okay, we can go for that. We'll see how he reacts to that. Hopefully it just sends him off the wayside. Ezreal going top is kind of weird. If Felios is bot, we absolutely want to engage this, but we have to get there quick. Graven needs to stay alive as long as possible. Way too far pushed up, but we are gonna win this. We can go Brand first. We got the one. We got the double. Other person's in the river here. We're gonna get really deep vision now on their side of the map. This Ezreal, like, that is such a poor choice to be up there. Alright, we're preparing for Dragon, so 148. The plan is for me to get more vision here. We want to keep the push up in the mid lane. We've got the ward behind Ahri, so we have really good vision on what she's trying to do. Try to keep this off the turret right now. Their blue buff just spawned and Brand has not come to it. We can try to get one more ward in. No, there he is. He just picked it up. How did he sneak in there? Must have come around from the other side. Go for it. Good stuff. Alright, so now we're going to get one more ward behind them in this quadrant, and then we're going... We have a pike here. Okay. Tuck one more ward in behind them. Now we're going to have a perfect view of anything that they try to do preparing for this dragon. So I'm going to ping dragon, let them know that we're doing it. This is part of our ace plan. He absolutely does not want to get in a fight. Yeah, he is still doing the Baus build, but you still have to respect that it's Trundle, and that guy's going to kick your butt no matter what. I mean, he doesn't need to match, he just needs to clear. Can't match. Must clear and leave. Ouch. That's a lot of damage, my friend. It's a good trade for us. You know what? I think I can stay with this guy. Especially since it's Cloud Drake, it's all single target, so we can stand behind here. I can use my Q procs. So we're actually good. I'm gonna start setting up on Baron soon. Mid-prio push up so I can get vision in North Quadrant, please. Gaston's enormous. We've got Trailblazer, so now Vi will be able to make plays with me. We can start roaming around the map. We can also help with a play over here, but we need Jarvan to stop dying. Like, he needs to know that this build is not invincible and that Baus is just a really, really, really good player and that you can't really be doing these things. It's not just like an automatically strong build. I'm checking for vision in our quadrant. We found one. Now it's time to start moving this vision line up. I need to push mid to do it. I need my team to help. Ezreal should be plugging away at mid whenever possible. I'm going to go up with the Vi. We're basically going to make this move together. Number one vision right here. We do... No. That's so dangerous. Like, this is not our turf yet. We don't have prio yet. We do not have prio. Brand is right there. We are going to die. Now we can get something. We get my next vision, and there we go. Now we're fully set up. We can go set up on this thing. He's teleporting bot. Alright, Aphelios is there. I guess we can just push now. Brand's gone, Aphelios is off the center of the map, so we're probably already going to win this game because Aphelios doesn't know endgame macro, but still be nicer if things were easier. But getting the extra kill is always fine. You have to be careful. Brand is coming up here. Got the attack speed, and then we get out. We're going to W out so that they know we're leaving. And we're going to reset vision and then go for the Baron, which means it's elixir time. Elixirs, mid-prio, north, vision, engage. Make sure mid is pushed first, please. This is dark. We have to be very careful around this area. No, that's too much. Just don't know enough about what's going on there. These can be kills, but they may not be. Ezreal, fucking stop. Come on, man. Now we can do it. Now we've got the vision secured. Now we can do it. Please come now. Oh, come now, Ezreal. Come now, Ezreal. Like now everyone wants to back except him because he just recalled, right, for a longsword, and if instead we could have done this and just get the recall first. You want to take, don't take this yet. Do not take this. After reset. Right, it's a small thing, but it is a thing. We'll just tell him K. It is just strictly worse. Ezreal is being suicidal again. Like, we have no idea where their vision is. Like, he's doing his job. Mid-push is absolutely what he's trying to do, but we need to effectuate this side lane area, and right now this ward is not doing enough to protect Ezreal. Jarvan's still kind of inting, thinking that his build is going to do something for him, but it just doesn't. It does mean that Aphelios is going to die because this guy gave up on his team, but like, we could do it with Jarvan still, right, and have an extra Baron buff. Alright, I think I just right-clicked on her and got my little test in. I don't know if I was able to auto-attack. You guys can maybe confirm it for me. 2450 on the game timer is what we'll look for. Alright, we get to hold this area. Jarvan cannot match Trundle. I'm fast enough to help him move there, but we do have a Baron buff, so he should be okay. What I'm just going to do is cover in case Trundle decides to try to dive this guy. I don't know if he's strong enough. I don't think he is because he's lost so many items to Jarvan just being more present. Cass is looking for more kills, which I don't think is correct either. This is absolutely the only play we should be looking at. He does have teleport though, so we're okay. I'm gonna put my control ward here so that we're good to keep on sieging. Malignance and level 16 Cassidon taking over. We do have teleport. We get the red buff as well. Now we're splitting into 2 lanes with teleports over there, which is totally fine. We've got a teleport ward for him, but not for long, it looks like. Oh, we got it in time. Did not hit. Pop my elixir here. This guy's huge. Trying to shield for him. Got the knockup. Just getting that exhaust forward. I flashed for it just to make sure Cass lives, and I think it's worth. I don't mind dying there. But another masterpiece. Cass played well. What I did, Cass was 10-0 in 3 minutes. I mean, not even AFK push, right? There are some fights that you're going to have trouble with, and Trundles never can have a good time against Cass, because Cass can always choose to get out of the fight. Cass played great. Unfortunate that he's smurfing, though. Alright, so 2450, that's what I wanted to see, this auto attack. We want to see whether or not we're able to auto attack, and we'll go test it in the training mode as well. So earplugs, are you Vi duoed with Cass? Are you someone with Cassidon, or are you the Cass? Alright, so we're slowing it down to a crawl here. So this is we're gonna try to go frame by frame and make sure that we go. So the plan was we knew that she's dead. We have the perfect engage to start. She knows that she's seen, which means like this is fairly suicidal in general. You just can't do this, right? She has this little control ward, so she might think that she's good, but that's how good this ward is right here. It's not gonna get seen by these. So we get this first engage. We're in, then we turn on our ultimate to keep her locked in place for the Vi. Walk her towards the Vi. So this part's good. So I still have it active, right? The quickness, right? The quickness is the one. So can we get an auto attack? That was an auto attack. Okay, so we absolutely can get autos off. Yeah, so twice, yeah. So we can get autos off. That means that we can proc Bloodsong, we can proc Trailblazer. That's absolutely the thing that we want to look off of. Hey man, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Anyone else trying to support the channel, you can do command tip, or you can check out the website, go to gigagamingacademy.com, or as always, just check out the YouTube channel. We got plenty of content there. We are trying to get traditional professional coaching into the esports arena, and with your help, we can get some momentum, maybe make our way to the LCS. All right, try to get ourselves a North American world champion. What do you think? It can be done. It can be done. We've already made steps in that progress, 2019 with Clutch. We think that it can be done even better. We appreciate the teams that are starting from a ground up and starting with culture. That is the first part, right? Especially in America, where it's not seen as a valid career path, and you still get teased for no good reason, right? Like, what was it when Golden Guardians got announced at a Golden State Warriors game? It was just like crickets. They're just like, here's our esports team, and people did not care. And like that, I feel like is a huge culture shock, not only to the people that don't know it exists or don't care, but also to the players who are trying to make it. And then you're like, it's the opposite of validation, right? It just feels like no one cares, no one wants you to do well. So that's the first step. It's the first thing that has to change. Is the ace from Cupcake? Yes, it is. It is, yes, yep. Assess, communicate, and effectuate. What's up, Israel? How you doing? All right, we're 1-0 in our best of 3. We'll try to consolidate our win. Again, if you guys just tuning in at 12 o'clock or after the end of this best of 3, but no sooner than 12. If we win this game, we'll take a little break for lunch. But after this game, after this best of 3, we'll be doing a VOD review of the Telecom Wars. T1 versus KT, 8 world champions in this game. It's gonna be a banger no matter how you cut it. Yeah, Israel, Cupcake's been a fantastic resource. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. Everything that he says is spot on. Everything aligns with what I believe. There's a few. The only thing that I haven't agreed with was that I think he can do better with his wards, but I understand why he does them in the way he does, and it's why he's marketing them that way to the masses. No Janna ban is bold. I'm vowed to ban this champion always in protest. I don't like the design. I want them to know that it's not popular, so I'm voting with my ban. For anyone that wants to join, you can also join the Discord. Follow the links from the website, and you can join in. I'm in the streaming channel. Anyone from the team or one of the coaches, you guys are welcome to hang out. I understand how Janna can be a problem, right? But also, Janna is wildly unpopular, and again, like this, I think is good for the long term of the game. Not only that, but Wei, unless my teammates hovering Wei, meaning that they've most likely gotten several, I mean, hopefully 100 games on that champion, then we don't need to touch it. All right, let's see. We've got an unknown support, probably Twisted Fate, maybe Poppy. Could be Twisted Fate mid or top, Vlad mid or top, Poppy top or support. Poppy is one of the champions I consider banning. They've got the upfront engage with Amumu, so again, we're going to go with this tree, and we're going to try to keep people alive again. This might be a slay game. We've got Kane, who's going to be flying around through this game with plenty of targets to assassinate. Twisted Fate, Vlad, and Sever all good targets. Poppy is a really big problem for him, so we're going to make sure that Poppy never sticks onto the Kane. Early game, level 1. We have Misfortune, which is fantastic. They have Poppy. They have Twisted Fate on York is blank. Aurelion Soul. Aurelion Soul's not actually blank, but I don't think that we're going to go for this level 1. Is Janna...
Got your ADC in here.
Hey, what's up, man?
Howdy, howdy.
I'm doing good. Welcome, welcome.
Got a nice voice.
You know what? My mom said I should be on the radio, and I was always like, yeah, you know, that's just mom stuff. You know?
Definitely not wrong, man.
I appreciate it. We got that to stick. No, they got it. That's a very dangerous word to put out. That's right. They're going to hit 2 a minion faster, just a heads up.
All good, all good.
You have a preference on how to play the lane?
Nah.
Gotta make sure that the Kane's okay with no leashing.
You lead, I'll follow.
Alright.
He said no need. Wow,
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah, so he's gonna be starting bot to top. We could have gotten some movement up. It looks by how far they moved forward that they might be starting on blue. So if they're both going bot to top, then we're good to kind of play this however we want.
90.
Oh, we got a ghoster? That'd be sick. Or maybe that guy just says it to get in our head. It's not gonna happen. Alright, we can start autoing these. Let's try to keep them alive though. Kind of zone him off a little bit from the poke. Go. I Sever missed one, or Poppy missed one. We got a 2-man. I'm just doing this for the sake of it. Good trade. Alright, we're gonna hit level 2 first. I'll have my W up. That's her flash. We're winning. Alright, let's get this to rebound. Kane won't be able to gank ever, and it looks like we're already good here. Poppy's trying to hold it. Alright, we're good. I don't have a ward. You don't either, right? So we have to play really safe for a moment while Amumu might come. This is going to come back to us. They can't stop it from happening, and that's perfect. While Kane's topside, we can just let it sit on us. They're going to hit 3 first on the next wave, though.
Oh, you got Mumu lurking your stream.
It sounds like it.
That's funny.
Nice stream, I closed it. He might be from the last game, I don't know. Is that the guy from last game? If it is, then Vlad's a complete smurf. I hope not. We have to be careful. They're about to spike 3. We'll just let it come back to us. We're not missing anything. I'll help you with the last hits. I'll just get the ones that are awkward.
Okay.
This one. Let's get that one just in case, because it's cannon. It's poke. You got this, right?
Nope. I'm out of. My W just came up.
Okay, that's okay. Get the heal for you. Now we're doing great here. Got the kill on Twisted Fate. Now we got a trade on Twisted Fate. Alright, Kane's coming back to this spot. Let's try to preserve as much health as possible so he can come gank. That missed.
Difference too far to react.
Okay. I accidentally didn't get a point in E. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Bobby is such a Rakan counter. You got that safely?
Oh shit.
It's okay.
Nah, not safely, but I got it.
Alright, therefore
okay.
we're through.
We hit those.
Yeah, just
I'm
stay alive
sorry,
as long as
Kane.
possible. Kane's in position, just don't die. I got heal for you to start. Poppy's actually
Wait,
meaning.
what is she doing?
She's AFK. Typing maybe?
Nice.
Okay. Easy.
Sorry, y'all. We take those when we get them.
Yeah. Here, let's just kill 2 of the casters here and then take our recall.
Goodness.
Just 1 more minion and then we should be able to go. No, we need 1 more. Sorry, there's another one. Another set. If you want, you can recall and I can just hold this for you.
Oh, sure. I'm such a greedy bitch.
You'll be able to get the next one, right? Just by recalling faster. You'll come back a little bit faster to get that swing. Yeah, this is just about right. I'm just gonna leave as well. They're gonna try to shove this in, which means that they're going to be susceptible to a regank again.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Oh, wait, minion. Wait. Hold. Yes.
Perfect. Alright, here we go. Alright, you got all these, right? Yeah, they're all
Yes,
one
sir.
taps. Are you going like collector into Yumu's or Yumu's collector?
I might not go collectors first. I'll probably go Yumi's. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to
Okay, here.
constantly just burst him down like that. I don't think you win, does Miss Silver?
Now I've got your back. I can't stop him.
Oh, I wish you walked into her. She's actually thinking about it. Come on, Poppy, stop using brain.
But
Hold,
my
I'll hold.
body's telling me out. Here, heal.
Oh.
Heal.
Oh. Yeah, I don't play with Rakan a lot. That's my bad.
We need to be really careful. Let me ping to Vlad, or to Kane and Aurelion Soul. Maybe they come here. I'm gonna preemptively shield you, so just be really careful.
You're stacking mana for 1 more Q.
What's up?
She used it on W instead. Oh, wow. Okay, she got it though, at least. Oh, there's a Vlad.
Yeah, no, this
He
one we
ghosted
wanted to
down.
get out. Alright, so that was Ghost and Hex Flash from her.
Oh, Oh yeah, Ken gets to gobble that up too. Nice. Oh yikes.
Yeah, Israel, if you want to come in and do live coaching, that'd be great. Your opinions are going to be best.
I'll say what?
It's one of the coaches at the academy. He's
yeah.
he's a Rakan main and a performance psychologist, so he'll give us like all the best insights we could possibly ever get.
Yeesh. I'm walking. Oh, I'm so far.
Bad spot for us. I can peel. Peel, we're still good peel. Soul comes in last. Soul's winning this. Oh, I just died to that. I would. We're good to turn on Poppy. She's alone. That was really deep without prio. It's on me.
Oh lord. I mean, there's not much I can do for you, Mr. Soul. What do I do there? I have no heal, no E. Like what?
Poppy's clowning me right now.
That was just weird, Mr. Soul. Should have backed. Should have backed.
Just have to give. That's fine.
Oh, I thought he was still a lurking edge.
Nice try. This lane's coming to us. We can play it safe for a bit.
Oh man, I need to set up.
Sorry, we'll take a deep breath. Just be your best. Gonna take one more.
Heard.
We're missing Poppy. Moon's mid. Let me see if I can answer this. They go for anything. Actually, might have a play here.
Give them another ping too, just in case. Oh.
You still deal more damage up front. She's just gonna try to shove these lanes. If we can avoid that harass, then we're good. I have to cover mid, careful.
Heard. Poppy roaming too. Silver's gone as well. She's still with me. Oh, Soul.
Wait for that to go down.
Oh yeah, 5 gold, let's go.
Kane's topside getting grubs, so we're okay. As long as he's getting grubs, we're getting a huge win out of this. We'll be able to siege the rest of the game. Play back.
We hungry.
Be careful, I have to check mid.
And I wish. Give. No. I got you. Stop it, Sivir. No, you're not about to flash over wall again. I swear to God, Poppy. You did! You actually did!
You're good. Nice job.
They actually did it again!
Yep, good read on it though.
Oh gosh.
As long as we're surviving down there, we're gonna be okay.
Yes sir. My brain paused though. I feel like I could have got that pop if I ulted. I just got paused. I was like, she's not gonna do it, is she? Oh, she's still there.
Yeah. Sorry, Kane does not realize that this area is not safe.
Oh. Oh.
Coming to me. Keep fighting, you're good. Keep fighting, stay near me. I block. You're good.
Oh, you're beautiful. You are beautiful.
And we got the shutdown on the Vlad, we're sick. Okay.
Oh my lord.
You can go mid now. Catch up with you in a second.
And that was delicious. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna share this.
No, just stay for a bit. He's just ready to recall. He just isn't quite there yet.
Boom. My goal. My goal.
Hope. It's not the end of the world if you guys are sharing.
Oh yeah.
It's just a small.
I'm just
gold.
sending for that XP. Oh god. I might be dead here. Yeah, I didn't see her walk up. Dang.
Sorry.
Oh, I didn't
Just,
have shutdown on me.
Yeah, like I would never spend. You don't need to spend any time thinking about who's getting the CS because it takes our mind off of things like that.
Sure. Let's see.
So it plays off.
Wait, when did I resell my stuff though? I got it back. Let's see. Bum 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 bum.
Gonna play for this forward ward. Anytime that we can, we're gonna try to keep this warded so I can get this ward here and this ward here.
Heard.
Just careful, we don't have vision on the right side. We're gonna lean left. I'm gonna try to get as much of my vision on this side as possible.
I've got a control word as well.
Okay. Yeah, you can tuck it somewhere safe so you don't need to buy more. I'm gonna try to influence this top lane for a bit. You safe?
I am Mumu. 2 walking up to y'all, maybe 3 now.
Careful. Yeah, just step back, be safe. I didn't assess how well Yorick was doing in that situation.
Wait, what? No, absolutely not.
Has been destroyed.
Like they really can't end. They can't stop our end game macro. Right, because we've got the 6 Void Grubs, we've got Soul and Yorick, so there's really no great answer for them to stop Yorick on the side lanes while A-Soul can just be with us and Brimmer shoving.
They just need to hold their mentals. We got this. Slow and steady.
Alright, Sweeper's down. And get this ward.
Yorick's walking what? No.
Careful. No, don't go there, Any place that they're like leaning strength, like always lean to our strength here. Kane wants to lean right. I think we should continue to hover right. It looks like he's going for Vlad, so stay to the right side. I'll get wards on your right side and help this play.
We're walking. Nice.
It's a really good kill for us. Alright, our right side is protected, so just lean right. Poppy and Amumu are on your left, so that area behind you is dangerous. Don't do it, don't do it. Alright, Soul's making a play, we can go for this. Now that we see Poppy and Silver crossing, Kane needs to be careful going through here. I think they're good here. Nice. I'm gonna refill my
Poppy's
wards
over
again.
here.
Moonplate. Okay. Hover left, you'll be good. The question will be if York knows that he can... Never mind, he cannot solo Baron because he's behind by so much. I thought he was doing well. I guess he'd used a lot of his momentum on the grubs. I'm moving in here with the team to try to take control of this area.
Alright, looking for a sec, but I'm gonna try to be here.
Yep. Oh, we got the Poppy.
That's a flash from her.
That's it. Nice flash. Got the peel.
Oh, I can't help.
Careful, Vlad's above you. He's got no ult though. Oh, no, it's not Vlad, it's Twisted Fate.
Like he's still just hovering. I'm not staying though. Fuck you, TF.
Twisted Fate's on Raptors.
Nice.
Alright, that's actually this for us. Amumu and Vlad are bot side, we can take this, 100%.
Still hovering bottom side. I'm walking mid.
Let's get the bush cryo, we'll come straight over. Kane needs to get away from that dragon. Aiden actually does a tremendous job on this. It's too late for them. I have this and I have this. Good, we can take top right away and then recall. Spend our money. Good. Alright, now we just 4-man mid and let York do sides, and as long as he can survive against Twisted Fate and Vlad, the problem is he has to be careful of that. We should be able to push harder fast enough that there's nothing that comes of it. Oh, we just flash for that. Peeling for Twisted Fate. We have Sivir here as well. I'm helping Soul. No,
Oh shit, he catches up? No, he doesn't. Oh, thank god, that was scary. Get ghosted.
Good. We made it. Punish Vlad, he's got no E. Jump to this guy. Nice flash. Nice damage. He's exhausted. Good. We're still good. Go with Soul. We finish this game. We push top. Maiden's already pushing bottom hard. This is so good for us.
Oh, beautiful. Wow.
good stuff. That's really good teamwork.
Honestly, it's kind of beautiful.
3 people are dead and Mumu are here.
Oh, did not mean to walk up like that. Thank you for not killing me, Poppy.
That guy's suiciding. Means we get another turret, we get this inhib, and then we back out. Got 8 seconds on Twisted Fate, 5 on Vlad, so we just take this in. Just gonna use Shirelios to get us out quickly. Might be able to take this red buff on the way. It's a big buff for us.
I'm gonna wait like 15 gold.
Alright, you're good.
Woo!
4 mid, York, bot, push mid first, let me get east quadrant vision, please. The good news is we have all these standing turrets for us to go get. We just have to be really careful because it means that they have pivot points that we don't have access to yet.
Hurt. Oh, he's thirsting for him.
Can't go any deeper right now. There's 2 people over there. We have to be careful. Might just throw one over here for now. Alright, we're good. Careful. We are good. The longer this goes, the better it is for us. Poppy's up top. Like, the supers are going to start stacking. Twisted Fate can't deal with the ghoul push either. Move up my vision slightly. Alright, I think they're giving us this this turret. They might try to counter engage though with a Mumu, so I have to wait for him to come in, so I go second. We're good. The ghouls are pushing bot, the supers are pushing mid, we're good. Alright, let's push this mid wave. Oh, we might... catch anything here. Let's get this mid wave pushed so that they have to react to all 3 waves, and then we get the dragon for free. Alright, they've got nothing to stop this thing. I'm just gonna hover for a Mumu, you can start pushing. York's gonna fix bot wave, we're gonna keep doing mid. We are doing it patient, slow and steady, it's beautiful. This guy tried to contest for
yes!
this buff. Nice job.
I feel dirty about that one.
No, you're good, you're good. We have a really good perimeter vision too. Slow and steady, guys. Slow and steady. Stay away from this side because I don't have any vision here. I don't know what could be coming out. Luckily, it's not gonna be Poppy or Mumu yet, but Poppy could be closer than we think. It's time to start moving my vision over to the other side as well, so we can prepare for Baron. Actually, it might just be good to go take Baron right now. We have mid prow, and ping Yorick back. Just do this. Communicating to that guy.
Oh.
Awesome. Alright, now we're definitely good.
Okay. Wow.
Ping back to the Yorick. As Yorick doesn't die here, we have an easy checkmate.
Do I want Doms or Grudge here, you think? Probably
Doms.
Doms.
Yeah. so York's doing a great job on that side. This is the last super in the top lane, so we're going to want to push this. We can also get their respawning red, which is up in 25 seconds. Really good for our sieging. I'm going to start moving vision to the left side. Kane's picking up red buff for us. I didn't like that word anyways. Alright, there's 3 people up there, so there's no rush to do anything. We can just actually move to these 2 quadrants, no big deal. We also just got the red buff. Be able to see all their rotations. Careful on the left, Vlad and Poppy are there. These guys are looking for a way in.
Bye bye.
Flashed.
Ooh.
Put a control word in here, make sure that we've got this information. Now we see all their rotations, we're good. Yorick moved the maiden to one side. Beautifully done. I'm behind these guys. Got them both. It's GG. I've got you pumped up, you can keep going. You just ult me. Alright, that's game over. Well done, my man.
GG. Bot was definitely all you. I was just a cannon minion that point clicked.
Hey, you know what? You brought double barrels to the cannon, so we're good.
Ooh. Ooh, that hurts. Wow, what a game.
It's nice being on comms.
It really is. I don't know why people always don't like comms.
Well,
Are you
gotta meet
running
someone
just
new.
solos?
What's up?
Are you running just solos?
Just solo, like solo queue?
Yeah.
Yeah, generally. I've got one friend that I play with, but the goal is to get to Masters, playing 1,000 games of Rakan.
Yeah. Good
So,
luck, brother.
we'll see.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, man, good stuff. Feel free to stick around for a
GG.
while. I'm gonna. Are you into watching game reviews? Like, do you watch LCK?
Sometimes.
Okay. I'm gonna be taking a quick break, and then at noon I'm doing T1 versus SKT. If you're interested.
That sounds good. I'll actually tune in. I will definitely tune in for that.
Is there anything you want me to go over in the game while I've got you here?
I'll say one more time.
Is there anything that you want me to review while I've got you?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind. I definitely know where I'm, where I can be weak to. But yeah, definitely outside opinions are very nice.
Like what's
I like criticisms.
Okay. What do you want to work on? Like, want me to aim at mid, late, or early?
I'd say probably early mid. That's probably where I struggle the most.
Okay. There was a moment that. All right, so you heard me say it a couple times where like lean left or lean right.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're normally focused on, or is it something that was kind of?
It's kind of back and forth. Like
Okay.
I feel like I probably didn't properly respect the poppy pressure, and so I wasn't. Yeah, I just kept tunneling on minions occasionally, and then I would just completely ignore all outside threats.
I'm gonna give you a shout out on this part right here. So after I left, and you had the wherewithal to realize like that they were gonna go for the same play, flashing over the wall the way they did, and by being prepared for it, this was it was really well done because you were ready for it, so you were able to deal more damage. Since you were talking to me, I think that's the only reason that you didn't cast your ultimate, so don't even like feel bad. I think this is like a huge plus for you. And what I'm gonna look at it is from their point of view to see what they could have done differently. I think that might be an interesting exercise. So for them, for example, they've got this, Rakan's roaming to mid, and they're trying to cover. So this is a diving opportunity, especially if they can bring 3 champions bot. But the factors that they're looking at is, 1, they don't have vision to see our rotations here. 2, they should be stacking this wave, right? You familiar with stacking a wave? So they have the lead. There's nothing Misfortune can do to contest this. And Poppy obviously has the cojones to go for dives bot, right? We saw that she's willing to flash over that turret.
Yeah.
So the thing that she should be doing to prepare this is actually killing caster minions, because that'll keep their wave healthier. And anytime that you're trying to stack a wave for a crash or any big like dive, You always want to kill the casters first because it will ensure that your minions are the healthiest. Also, the casters are easier to kill, the melees will take longer. And so this, what they did here is they killed the melees first, and then they're stepping up. And what this means is now the casters, they don't have enough HP. When Sivir starts attacking, the total health that they have coming for this push, this is only 5 attacks from the turret. And if it's one spell from Misfortune, it's actually just 2 attacks from the turret will wipe this wave. And so this is something that red team can do better. And if you see them grooming a wave like that, then that's a sign to you have to exploit what the play is that they're broadcasting. So what do you think is the right exploit to this situation, and then to the one that I just described? Exploit being like, how are you going to react to gain the most EV out of what they have just showed you?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were posing that as a question. To me.
Oh yeah, not rhetorical.
No, I'm goofy. Yeah, no. What? Just backing off or just killing that wave as quick as I can?
Yeah. So with the as played right now, the killing the wave is an option, right? EQ kills the wave, the dive's done, right? If they had done it the correct way though, and they had groomed the wave, and you notice them doing it they're killing the casters, they're stacking this wave. They actually want the next wave to arrive as well. Right? If you see 2 waves stacking up, and especially if there's a cannon present, which is not going to happen with the 12:30 wave, but the 13-minute wave would. If they have a cannon, then suddenly they're talking about 14 turret shots that they could like use as currency for juggling aggro, which is not something that your average Plat Emerald player is going to know about or effectuate, but they might.
I definitely wouldn't be thinking about that. Damn.
And like this is something that will be available to you now that you know about it. The first steps will be failing at it. Just I know this is a thing.
I'm very good at that. Trust me.
but it's a learning opportunity, right? So if they had stacked this wave, what's the correct exploit? How do you maximize your EV for their stacked wave?
Just in this situation?
No. So this one they didn't stack. So you came up with the correct answer, which was just kill the wave and leave. But if they had stacked it, so let's say 15 seconds have passed, then the other waves have now collided, and then they fast push that wave and they're crashing. Your Rakan is mid lane, Amumu is visible. Like, let's just take this whole thing, but pretend that this wave has 8 minions in it instead of 3.
Okay, gotcha. And you're asking what I would do there?
Yeah, what's the correct plus?
If I've got it, wouldn't I just ult it and just reset, or would I hover around after the ult, or not even ult at all and just give them the space? I feel like it'd just be ulting the wave, right?
Ult is a fantastic resource, right? Especially because it's going to come back up in 2 minutes. So hopefully that process should have taken them 2 or 3 waves to build a stacked wave. And you casting ultimate is a fantastic resource. Now, I'm actually not familiar with the numbers right now. Do you think you would one-shot a cannon with your ult? Is it enough? I assume it is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's a fantastic answer. Let's say you don't have ult. What's the next highest EV play?
Part of me wants to say I just want to back off and just go for the last hits, but then I feel like that just opens me up to that dive. So slowing the wave down and then resetting, or just burning abilities, trying to chunk it down, slow the wave down, so my turret can do more work.
Okay.
I'm aligned with that one. I feel like.
Okay, you actually mentioned it earlier, so it's I don't want to discount. So you said it earlier, and then I said the other half of that answer was right. Backing off is completely viable, and especially if you sense that this team A has already shown you that they're willing to dive, and B, you see them grooming a wave. That means in your head that should start triggering alarm bells. The correct answer is actually just hide back here and let them do it. Right? Like, it's not worth.
Okay, just back up, but not like fully reset. Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. In the situation you're in now, of course there are things that Rakan should be doing, and maybe I shouldn't be putting you in this bad spot, so I will take the pressure off you for that. But if those alarm bells are ringing and you find yourself under your turret and they're stacking a wave, they've dove you before, they're fully capable and apparently committed to doing it, then yeah, 100% that ult answer was fantastic. Just clear the wave, wipe it so that there's no play available. And then the next best answer is, if you don't have ult, just evacuate completely. And the matter of it is, if they stack a wave and they're coming into a position where they can dive you, and we don't even have vision, right? Like, I don't think we even see anything going on here. We have no vision of what might be happening. All of this is deadly. This entire area is death for us. We have no knowledge if Poppy's gonna just flash over this wall, and that's my fault. I need to do better preparing you for this. But you've seen them do it, and it looks like they're doing it again. Absolutely just leave. You can't stop them from getting the plates. The question is whether or not they're going to get plates
in
and
this,
a kill.
I would definitely misplay that. Like, I'd be too, whatchamacallit, I'm too hesitant to try to give up the plays. I need to train my brain to think otherwise, yeah.
In reality, plates are a small prize. 125 is just like, okay, it's 125 gold. Or what are the prices? What are they at now? It is 125, right? Am I going crazy?
Yeah, no, you're right.
And the thing is, you called it out. And now one of the things that happened here, this is them paying the price of not stacking the wave. It means Poppy's going for the play without checking all the boxes, right? So it's almost like writing up a plan.
Just one for that coin flip,
but not dotting your I's and not crossing your T's, right? And if they had stacked a wave, then they could have gotten away from this 2-for-1. Also, another thing that they want to do, Sivir tends to want to be the one grabbing the aggro because she's full health and she's ranged, so she can walk, hit, take 2 hits from the turret shot, and then move out very easily. Whereas Poppy has already committed their spell, like their gap closing, and now this means that it goes completely awry. So I mean, huge shout out to you for answering this. They played it wrong, and if they played it right, now you have 3 answers, right? A small wave, I can just chunk it. If it's a big wave, I can ult it. If it's a big stacked wave and I can't ult it, just get out of dodge, right? And then all 3 of those work. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely giving me a bit more appreciation for ADC, because yeah, I definitely got a little burnt on ADC.
It's fun to like have mini challenges for yourself, and where you kind of identify something that you want to do, and then trying to put it into your games is a lot of fun, I think. And
Definitely giving me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
ADC is a lot more interesting now. I don't feel as drained about it.
yeah, that's sick. Anytime you want a refresher and you want to come in for something new to think about, feel free to come on by.
Oh, most definitely.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick break to get lunch in me before I do this game review. You're welcome to hang out and chat, and I'm gonna go live at 12. If you play games or whatever you're doing, have fun with it. But
Appreciate it.
I'll be back.
I'll be lurking in the shadows. I've got your stream pulled up on the other monitor.
All right, cool, man.
All right, man. Thanks, and have a good one. Enjoy the break.
Yeah, thank you. All right, peace.
Fireflies, a million little pieces, feeds the dying light, and brings me back to life. In your eyes, I see something to believe in. Your hands are like a flame, your palms are sweet as pain. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite, like a starship speeding into the night. tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. Like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite light. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite.
Diamonds are forever, but all we need is just tonight. My monumental tremors that can freeze the speed of light. Just like particles that's falling from heaven, all over the stars. Hear you calling for me. Hear you calling me on the phone.
Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful light. One touch and I ignite. I feel the heat as we collide. Like a fever that feels alright. So baby, tell me one more beautiful light. One touch and I ignite. 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 Fireflies, a million little pieces, feeds the dying light and brings me back to life. In your eyes, I see something to believe in. Your hands are like a flame, your palms are sweet as pain. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. Like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite light. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. So alive, your touch is like a daylight, burning on my skin. It turns me on again. You and I, survivors of the same kind, but we're the only ones dancing on the sun. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. Like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite light. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite.
Diamonds are forever, but all we need is just tonight. My monumental tremors that can freeze the speed of light. Just like particles that's falling from heaven, all over the stars. Hear you calling for me. Hear you calling me on the phone.
Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful light. One touch and I ignite. I feel the heat as we collide. Like a fever that feels alright. So baby, tell me one more beautiful light. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I flies, a million little pieces, feeds the dying light, and brings me back to life. In your eyes, I see something to believe in. Your hands are like a flame, your palms are sweet as pain. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite, like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite light. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. So alive, your touch is like a daylight, burning on my skin. It turns me on again. You and I, survivors of the same kind, but we're the only ones dancing on the sun. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite, like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite light. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite.
Diamonds are forever, but all we need is just a line. My monumental tremors that can freeze the speed of light. Just like particles that's falling from heaven, all over the stars. Hear you calling for me. Hear you calling me on the phone.
Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. I feel the heat as we collide, like a fever that feels alright. So baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. 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 One touch and I ignite.
All right, we're back. All right, thanks for tuning in, joining us for this game. We've got an awesome game. We've got T1 versus KT. We've got 8 world champions on this game. We've seen a lot of strength from both of these teams. They both are aiming for a world championship. Well underway into the season. T1's been crushing it, I believe, only with 1 loss. KT does have 3, but we see this narrative where T1 is absolutely on the warpath. They want to run it back. They think they can be even stronger than they were last year. And we've seen BLG with the addition of Knight. They are running T1 world champion emotes. They've got their eyes set on them, right? So we've got this collision course already. These two teams that believed T1 that they can do it even better, and BLG that's like, we're coming for you. It kind of reminds me of the Detroit Pistons and Michael Jordan coming up, and it's like all the battles you have to do to get there and to break through. But every single time, all it has done is solidified Faker's legacy. So we'll see what comes around this time. All right, we see Corki picked into Karma. Karma mid being picked a lot. Corki is one of the strongest champions into her because he can outrange. He can stay outside of the leash range at all times, and he can always just move back outside of it. He also has that E, which can do the harass with the first strike and go for all that upfront damage that Karma is looking to just do a little chip of a trade. Corki gets to determine when and where we step in and out of those. We also have the classic Senna pairing with Nautilus, her favorite. When she's farming, I'm still not a huge fan. I understand that this champion's been winning a lot this season. A lot of it has had to do with the Blood Song back when you could do that. There is still a world where you could go double support items now that the penalty is removed again. I don't know if that's the patch that they're playing on, though. I believe not. So you could go after you split the supports, and Nautilus is never farming, so you just never care about that stacking up. But mostly we're probably going to see just a traditional build going into lethality Yumus and the such. Aatrox and Udyr. Aatrox is one of those champions that can take it to Udyr. He's going to get pushed around for the first 3 levels, but then he's going to look to scale and out all in, have better teamfight presence. Interestingly enough, they did hover the Kindred for Piosik, and they gave 10th pick counterpick to the jungler, which kind of shows how much they believe in this player, that they think that he can be unlocked to be even better. And especially compared to what he was able to do on Team Liquid, which was very, very little. So early game, looking at the pathing, we're going to see this ribbon clear from Poppy. Right, this is gaining more and more popularity, especially when it comes time to contesting for grubs. You saw the Raptors into a reversed clear where you go from the Raptor camp into the Western Quadrant. You clear that, you circle back around. It delays your red buff, but it does make it so you have red buff for longer going into the fights, and specifically for that respawn or for the spawn of the Void Mites. What you end up getting when you do go for that clear is you end up getting a contest for the second spawn of the Raptors. Depending on the champion, you're looking at between 350 and 4-minute respawn for that camp, and you're going to see whether or not Xin actually opts to go for it. Looks like he's just doing a top to bottom clear with taking the Scuttle Crab, and it looks like Poppy just ignores it, says, that's okay, I don't need it, I'm not as fast as you, I can't go there, I'm going to take my 7th camp as my second Raptors rather than going for Scuttle Crab. Xin goes back on the map with Ruby Crystal and Longsword, so he's going to be looking to fight this Poppy right now. Poppy is going to try to disengage that. Basically a very safe matchup for them. I'm very surprised actually that they put Xin into it, because Poppy can just always block and never take the fights that they don't want to take. Looks like Poppy actually goes for an early Kindle Gem. These 7 camps should be enough for Bomby Cinder. I'm surprised that they're going this avenue. Kindle Gem plus the Control Ward. The option must be that they value the second cast of the Q and the E in a fight. So we're going to see how that plays out. Poppy's actually going straight over here. So this clear, normally you do it with the faster clearing junglers. Poppy not the fastest in the world. She's plenty fast, but Xin can have priority here. Now, both of them are level 4. They're not level 5. Karma has prio in mid. Corki's going to try to wrestle this away. And it looks like Owner's willing to use Smite on the Scuttle Crab, which means that he won't have it available for the fight. Udyr gets the push here. Karma gets the push as well, which means that Owner has to back it off. Except that the grubs are going to belong to KT here. But he's going to jump a little bit further ahead in the experience department by getting actual camps. Xinjia's going to go here for the respawn on the Raptor camp, and then go back, circle back to his Wolves and Gromp most likely. 500 early gold lead, most of it in the form of CS advantage from the bot lane. The Kalista Renata, such a powerful lane, can walk all over the Senna, and this is the big problem that we see with these Senna games, is the lane is so bad, right? She's got this huge, near infinite scaling. Once you get to 100 stacks, and especially at 120, you just influence these fights in a way that can't be matched, right? There's just nothing that can be done. Hold on, perfect going for chips? No, it's just to get the void damage. Nice little effectuation of the Void Grub passive. Now they're getting everything on the map. They've moved over. Poppy has to seed prio here, so they're really just trying to scale. Corki, Senna, late game, Poppy to control space. You've got Aatrox and Nautilus. So you see the game plan from T1. We're going to give, just take stuff. We're not contesting you for anything. We're going to try to outscale you. KT, on the other hand, is like, no, we're doubling down on this. We're going Xin Zhao to go with Karma and Callista and Udyr and just trying to take over this early game. This fight from Owner does not make any sense based on that script. Now, they may be able to come over because they've got first rotation from bot lane, but I still don't think that they're on the same page, right? This is not the script that you're looking for. You tend to want to give the least and take only small fights. You could call this like Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. Like, I'm not going for haymakers, because if we trade haymakers, I lose. But every time that I can, I'm just going to get a couple jabs in, right? So that's the equivalent of what's happening right now. I'm going to take some when I get a chance to do it. I'm going to be slightly aggressive to at least show you that I'm willing to punch back. It's not just you being aggressive on me all game. And this posturing can have a lot of value as the game continues, as long as you're not actually giving up anything meaningful. In this case, Poppy's flash, trying to draw a flash out, is a good enough trade because she still has access to the Hex Flash. Once we get to 2 items, though, I expect this script to flip. We're going to see Mid-Gameon, Hex Drinker, and Malignance from the Corki, most likely. And once they have that, they're going to feel much stronger about going forward. Might just be not even Hex Drinker, might just be Mercury Treads to deal with the crowd control from Karma, the damage from Karma, plus Renata and Udyr. Merc Treads is very good, so it may just be that avenue. No, it is Hex Drinker. Okay. Hex Drinker, very much the most efficient lane item, modal offense and defense when you're trying to trade back. When you're trying to play much more passively, for example, against a Syndra, you'd be going Merc Treads, but Hex Drinker saying like, no, I can hit you back, and it's going to hurt, and we're going to go for it. Tier's been stacking. Mid-Gameon most likely to come next. And then we'll have that Malignance to cap it all off. Presumably. Now here's the big trades. Ooh. They are level 6 versus Barrel's only level 5. So this is one of the few windows in the entire game where they could maybe try to make something happen. But Callista is 6, so all they need to do, you see how Barrel's constantly positioning in front of Deft? This is to block the the Nautilus hook. And as long as Nautilus, you see his mana, he doesn't have enough to go hook plus ult plus shield. Like, he can't do his full combo. So they're very happy to stay here, and they don't even mind that Renata's level 5 because Callista's that much stronger. Very nice optimization from KT. You see how they both hit 7 and 6 on the last minion. This is mathematically solved in the pro game, and it's something that you should replicate if you haven't seen it before. They're basically sharing an exact amount of minions and then splitting for an exact amount of time. Same thing, a count of minions. And using that so that the AD carry hits 6 before the support, you're still hitting 6 on the same wave as if you had just done it together. But this way you spend more time as a higher level on the carry, makes you much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Much more self-reliant, and you can play much more aggressively, being the first one to 6 in your lane. Similar thing on the other side, right? You see both the AD carries on 7, the supports on 6. So now here's the stage in the game where KT is relatively the strongest, all right? You've got Xin Zhao on level 7, Karma on 9, Udyr on 9. So they've got their full effects, their full ranks in their abilities. They can take the maximum here. You see Udyr just walking up, pushing up the wave as he's wont to do. Always getting that one hit on the turret with the Void Grubs. And because they have 6 grubs, every single one of those is just going to bleed and bleed. And the proxy actually means that you're going to get more of those Void Mites spawning. The big objective coming up now is Rift Herald. There's very little counterplay to Rift Herald plus 6 Void Grubs. Nice little play by Callista, and this is again what you can do as Renata playing forward. So their big objective right now is in 3 minutes. They're going to try to take this. They are strong enough to just take this dragon by brute force. All right, Prio in both the lanes. They're much better early game composition. I don't expect T1 to do anything here. They may try to posture in a defensive position, trying to show like, hey, you know, we're here, like maybe we're throwing jabs, get them to spend a little bit longer on the objective to just let game time flow and perhaps get an extra wave on the middle and the bot lane for themselves. But that's not always guaranteed, right? They might be able to take this fight. There is very little hard engage though. When you look at this comp, it very much just needs to walk at you. Udyr just needs to walk at you. Xin Zhao needs to walk. He can do the wind becomes lightning into the dash, right? He can move forward on you, but it's very much just kind of creeping forward, and then they have Renata to go for the counter engage. Now, this is very interesting. T1 says that we actually have a window here where we could go forward. Kalista does not have the ultimate, so they might be able to find an engage, but like we said, the script says do not do this. They do have the Corki package. This would be one of the few windows that they could go for it if they do, but I expect this to be an L. Senna with a big shield, full value, 4 people getting shielded plus the hit. But you see, even under almost ideal circumstances, it's still worse. The only thing that could make that better is if they had Aatrox available to teleport and Udyr not, and maybe you get in behind them, but that's not available, right? And as long as that's not true, I just don't really like this play from T1. Now, they may be saying, hey, we're investing in Senna stacks, and that could also have plenty of value. They might be saying, hey, we can actually survive this while Senna's going to gain 10, 15 stacks, and they actually win the objective. This is crazy. KT does not call the bluff, and they step out first. Even though Kalista's about to have her ultimate back up, they say, we're missing too many ults. We can't continue this fight. The Corki poke is just too much to handle, which is kind of crazy. Let's take a look at this fight again. Teleport from BDD in behind, kind of mispositioned relative to the rest of the team. Faker splitting them up, and then the fact that this Renata does not hit, that's such a big deal. One of the things that you almost always want to do, I want to point this out for a second. This ultimate, you can reposition with your flash, right? And Renata casting it in this angle means that people can split in either side and they still maintain this fight. As long as they know that you're in this bush, they can just throw their AoE into this area, or they can fight for this isolated target here. And maybe it's because they think they have to go, but Deft clearly thinks like, hey, we can win this. We can play forward. That ult was a huge miss by Renata, right? You absolutely want to be looking for an angle. You see that the fight's coming here. You want to cast it this way and then flash. So you go R flash in this direction, so you reposition yourself down here. That would have caught everyone. Kalista would have wiped that fight. Instead, they don't get it. Owner on Poppy is able to control enough space. Poppy very good into Kalista. And KT is just saying, all right, we'll back off. We'll just take the whittle damage on turrets and play from here. But that's a big deal for them. The fact that they're not going to be able to secure the early Dragon Soul as a way to try to snowball this game. And that is a big deal for T1's chances for winning. Now, like we said, Rift Herald is going to be a big deal. Rift Herald with 6 Void Might stacks is a huge problem. Right? Enemy team just gets to group up and they're stronger, right? If they take this Rift Herald at 15 minutes, they're absolutely the stronger team with the Karma, Kalista, Xin Zhao, and Udyr, right? Like, that is about the best early game you can have. And you can see that their plan, they're moving over there already, is to take this Rift Herald and they're probably just going to bludgeon it down, most likely on a side lane, so that they can open up that side of the map and then sort of collapse in and try to play for 5/8 of the map. But another option that happens very often is they'll just go up mid, because mid is just generally the better spot to do it. Kalista actually missing a chance to get an auto attack on that turret. Could have stepped back and come up. Each one of those matters, right? It's after 14 minutes, so the plate doesn't. But getting that 6 proc damage over time with true damage really does add up over the course of the game. Now Poppy's saying, you know, I'm strong enough to kind of just sit here and fight. Now they're actually taking this. They see an engage and they find Kalista. Oh my goodness. All right. This is already GG. The fact that T1's able to take and win a fight at this stage of the game is catastrophic for T1. Or sorry, the fact that T1's able to take and win a fight is catastrophic for KT. We're going to see a replay. We'll break this down. Udyr opting to go bot was very bizarre to me. Right, so you go to the bot lane, and the idea is that you're trying to pressure this lane. If things move slowly, then you have time to pressure that lane, and you're trying to pull teleports first. But take a look at the map, right? Corki's just rotating over. It's not even a matter of teleport. Already cleared the wave, so the only threat of actual turret pressure is going to come from this cannon wave. And when we're talking about rotating over, Keria, Owner, very like staunch defenders. They can get here and kind of hold territory for Gumayusi to hide behind them. This is something that you always see, is the double vanguards to go with Senna. They're basically going to make a, you know, we'll call it like the back of the slingshot, right? Senna's back here from the slingshot, and she's got the two pillars that are always going to hold people from coming in on either side, and she gets to try to hit as much as possible. But this is a testament to Udyr's mistake, right? Udyr did not need to come bot to this lane. He could have been walking up, and imagine if he had been flanking in from this angle, right? Coming in behind the Senna and actually pressuring them from this angle. You can see that T1 has this line of wards here on their own beach, and once on the beach of the North Quadrant. This is alerting them to any rotations, and KT decides to just come over on this side, and you're gifting the front to back that they very badly want. They've got Corki Senna. They just want to play front to back all day long. And this is exactly what they get. You see Wind Becomes Lightning being used on Nautilus. Poppy pops one out and says, okay, this is enough. They're playing for a Ren Smite combo. Okay, we get you. But now look at this fight, right? Senna gets to get a perfect ult off. We have a response from Renata, but they can't actually keep Kalista alive, and now the teleport's coming in, right? This is just way, way, way too late. This is a tremendous misplay from the top laner and something that needs to be communicated. The idea of tempo, like it is possible to get way too greedy on tempo, and that's what KT got. They thought they could get one more wave pushed in bottom, and it was inconsequential. They should have been coming to secure Rift Herald and make sure that they win at this objective. Because as it stands, I don't think they even picked up the eye. Right? I don't see the eye in the inventory. So, yeah, they killed the Herald. Congratulations. But now what? You actually have nothing to show for it because you lost that fight. So that needs to be on perfect. That is a huge point that our tempo, we are using our tempo, all of our potential energy, we're going to use it right now in a 5-fingered fist, right? We need that fifth member, and you need to be that flank kind of wrapping him to close them into that spot so we can punch. And if you're not there, if you're late, then what is there to actually fight for? So this is going to go down. This is a big, big missed opportunity. Now you've got the scaling team. It's already up 1.5K. And they're looking to siege already. Look at them playing front to back. Very happy to do it. Aatrox happy to be in the side lane until they see some presence from the rest of the group. And Nautilus is going to be enough to hold for them to Senna and Corki can deal the maximum amount of damage. Nautilus and Poppy together, sorry. All right, so T1 has a big lead. It'll be very hard for them to lose this game. We'll keep an eye on what their game plan is on how to close out this lead. If you think of it in a sense of like a chess game, it's like they took a major piece already, or even just a minor piece. They're up a knight. And at the Grandmaster level, that is enough to win the game. You're just going to go off, trade resources, be stronger, always take a little bit more than they take. You'll be able to grab extra pawns here and there, and those are going to be the turrets. They're just going to start falling little by little because this team has the lead. Now, if you're KT, you have to take your punch. You absolutely have to swing for the fences, and this is the idea of a Max Baer versus Cinderella Man. You're down. You're losing in round 15. The only way you win this fight is with a haymaker. You have to KO your opponent. And anything other than that plan is just bleeding out. And it looks like, look at where Xin Zhao and Renata are. This is a shame. This is a team that's not prepared to win. And it feels bad to say it, but like it's true. You need to be willing to take your swing. The team, they're scaling. They're only going to get stronger relative to you for the rest of the game. So there is absolutely nothing left to do except to fight for the maximum right now while you have the highest chances. Yeah, I feel like this may not be an exciting game to watch because you're literally just going to see them fold over. But we'll see. We'll see what T1's technique is like. We'll see what their wards are. You see how they have control wards placed on the flanks of midwave because they're prioritizing this push. They don't have any void grubs, so they are going to make sure that they're staying in lanes much more often. Notice that Poppy is skipping camps and only going to do camps when the team is looking to reset. Team resets. Okay, good. I'll go take my camps, heal up in the jungle, and come back. Jungler economy, especially tank jungle economy, is so low in pro. There's just no reason to continue in that path at all. Nice little combination there to get the dive on the Udyr, the guy who's supposed to be the immovable object in the side lane. A good play by KT, realizing that there is a recall timer, uses the power of the Void Grubs to go up and push. This is the downside of giving up 6 grubs for a scaling comp. All it takes is small windows for you to lose a lot. And specifically, we're talking about any amount of recalls, any amount of missed rotations, and worst case scenario if you ever lose a fight. Losing a fight, and right now they're probably looking for, because they finished second item on Karma, they've got the Blade of the Rune King done, they've got the Locket done on support, so this is probably their best chance at moving forward. They may try to get another item and say that we're slightly stronger on 2 items, but I don't think that's going to be the case. They're going to get outscaled by too much if they try to wait that long. Double Hex Drinkers are online for T1. You see them pushing up for mid. Look at the wards that KT was able to get down, right? See these right here? Just slight behind the action flank wards, unlikely to get spotted by anything in a bush, right? These wards are invulnerable to anything, any control ward you can place in a bush, and that is something that is paramount when you are losing and you're trying to regain any amount of vision on the map. You have to put things in hidden places. You have to obfuscate your plan and give yourself a chance at a teleport. You know, maybe Udyr can get in behind you because they don't see the ward, and especially when it comes time to, for example, the next dragon, but more importantly, the Baron, you need Udyr to have access to a flank. You know that they're going to play front to back, so you have to break that pattern. You have to allow Callista to take the maximum in the front to back, and this is where we kind of come at odds with that Xin Zhao pick. Xin Zhao is not ideal for a front to back, right? He's another flanker, and if you're playing for flanking and like skirmish and initiation, your front line can't just be Karma, Callista, Renata. That's too low range. You don't have enough range to actually fight for position, and because of that, it looks like T1 is just going to be able to step up. The body of the Poppy is going to be too strong. Clips picked up. Man Immune is completed. The Blood Song on Senna makes her insanely strong. I actually have to go back. Did they swap their support items? They may have, because the support items are so completely broken that it is worth playing around them and giving not only a gold generation source for the AD for the mid game, but the huge spike that is Blood Song. Blood Song is an unreal ability, and if you've been watching the channel, yeah, actually no, this is just straight up a farming Nautilus, right? He's got Hollowed Radiance and he's got points in his E, so he's very happy to push. This is how Senna should be played. Forget about putting the support item on your Nautilus. You need to be able to farm this way. And it's just better for the stacking, right? Senna's at 88 stacks, and you see how much she outranges the Udyr in this game. How is Udyr like ever going to effectuate any kind of plan against her? All right, so slow and steady. They're going to walk up. You see that Corki and Senna, they're not the other benefit of doing this is that you get to put Corki and Senna into a lane together, and they don't need to fight over the CS, right? And this is huge, right? You get to exist in the same lane, which helps your end game macro. It lets you just push up into whatever zone. Corki gets the CS, Senna gets the souls, and you're never displeased about it. Nautilus will go and reset waves and then rejoin with the team. And you see how they're using Nautilus as a safer action in the side lane, and Poppy is the one hovering more often. That's actually a very interesting adaptation. Kanik Rookard, and it looks like Unending Despair coming from the Poppy. All right, this is KT taking their punch. I'd like to see items. I think they just got their spikes. You have to make this fight happen. Aatrox should be teleporting already. There he goes. And T1 will finish this. They'll say thank you for the leash. But this is enough of a bait. You've gone forward. Expect Poppy to try to go for an ultimate to knock people back. Perfect is getting the flank, and this is what you want, right? So the perfect sort of situation, you see Guma is forced to flash, Senna ult coming out early. You see how the fight is being separated in 2 different directions. They end up splitting the team apart long enough to get the kill on Xin Zhao, but they are trading the one on Faker. Hold on, flash ult from Keria. Beautiful re-engage, and this is the type of fight that Aatrox wants. He even procs level 16 in the middle of the fight, so T1 is just too strong at this point. Very nicely played by T1 to get here. KT waited a little bit too long for their punches, right? You can't hold back. It's got to be, you got to go in and just start throwing haymakers. I like the idea here. Let's bait Baron. They come, they'll start taking the aggro. We'll retake the fight. We'll use Karma Shield to try to re-centralize ourselves. But look how early it gets used there. That's the Mantra Shield being put on cooldown to no real effect. So the team is very much on a different page here. There we go, the R flash from Renata, but it only gets owner and it doesn't put owner onto Senna. Senna just flashes away while also needing to flash away from Udyr. So if we could frame that for a moment, right? This flash position right here, when we're talking about whether or not you're going to ult, and this is the flash ult, it's only designed at catching Faker. Like, owner's going to walk into this area to help zone. But Guma's already stuck. Faker's already stuck. You don't actually need to go for a flash ult play here. Enemy team's tanking Baron. Even with their beefcakes, like, this is going to add up. You can reposition. You can move the fight away from Aatrox, start to move in this direction, and kind of walk forward at them. And only once they have more predictable positioning and you have a chance of hitting both of these champions, that's when you cast the Renata ult. Because right now, casting it in this direction, it's not actually doing that much, right? Like, look at this. It's just owner walking after the fight, attacking people he would normally be attacking, and Keria turning around to walk and fight Piosik, who was the target who was left out anyways. Now the team's moving this way, and you've essentially got nothing for the value of the Renata ult. They do get Faker, but as you can see, the strength of Senna in a long-term fight is paramount. There's just too much to do. This is the target that you're going for. Udyr had the flank, and so that is going to go down as a miss opportunity. And really, Beryl showing that they're pulling the trigger prematurely on these Renata ults. Now, Nautilus used to be a top laner and really came into the game as a top laner. Even had two separate stints where he was played as top lane more than support. But most of the time, you're just like, why wouldn't I play him support? He's got such a perfect kit. He's got an auto attack that roots. Like, he's the best support in the game just by his kit. But you can see the power that he can use when he does have has the gold for farming. A lot of times you'll see Tyr and Fimbulwinter bought from Nautilus. It's interesting that he's not going for that this game. He's going for the Thornmail, trying to reduce the healing, basically saying, you guys don't have any damage on your team. Your only damage really is Callista, and she's opting for attack speed. So if I can just stack Thornmail against that, and even Frozen Heart, then I'm going to be doing more than enough to basically counteract the passives of the Bork. Just kind of leave you with just the stats. Senna going for Yumu's and Opportunity, the classic build for her, just constant movement, Swifties, most underrated boots in the game. Karma's on 3 items, but they really have nothing left to play for. 2 kills, they're down 8k, they're down 2 dragons, they've given up the Baron. There's really nothing left here for them to do. 1 minute left on the Baron. Okay, I like this. 5 people versus 1. Go and get a kill. The question is how much you give up. And you see, this is actually what we just did in our Fast 5, just half an hour ago. For you guys who missed it, it will be uploaded live tonight. You guys can check it out on gigagamingacademy.com, or you can go to youtube.com/@gigagamingacademy to see those. But we'll talk about this situation when you're getting dove. How do you react? Hopefully your team is doing something strong on the other side of the map. You can communicate to that with pings, but you can also just start moving away from the fight. Try to get them to burn the most amount of resources possible to go for you. Now, T1's playing this fight very, very safely. Renata's still not back, so they don't actually have the numbers up fight, and they don't have the #1 tool that they need for this team fight. So again, just some weird communication. Barrel on Renata. A lot of things that this team is going to have to work out before they bring Renata back out, or just some communication that's going on with the team. Something is definitely disjointed for them. They didn't take enough of a lead in the lane phase, and the mid-game approach from Barrel and end-game approach has just been kind of backwards for what the team is trying to accomplish. This is perfect. You came in, they get the wave in, now everyone should be recalling. Right, that wave is going to die. You spawn the Void Mites, that's fine. Everyone should be recalling together. And it looks like Beryl opted to instead spend some time to get vision down, but that vision's going to be burned out by the time the dragon comes up. So you will see T1 walking forward, but think about game script, right? There's nothing for you to actually fight for in that area. Seeing them rotate, it's a rotation you know they're going to make, and you can't take a fight anyways. So seeing them rotate in this way, you're not actually gaining anything with this vision. Maybe they can try to set up for a pick, but I don't know in what circumstance I could ever convince T1 to split up, right? They've got the perfect spot. Nautilus is clearing sideways, rejoining with the team. Poppy's shielding versus the engage. Corki and Senna completely outrange the entire enemy composition. And we see why why range is the most powerful effect in the entire game. Keria with... I'm just realizing for the first time that Keria brought teleport. This is, I mean, you know what? This game, I said it was going to be boring. Yet we actually have the Senna as the fasting Senna. Feasting Nautilus. We have 3 teleports from Nautilus. That's on me. I should have cut that earlier. My goodness. So they're just happy to, basically flute with this team. There's nothing enemies can do but play a little tune and hope that the anguish will end quickly. This is really nice design from T1. I am really excited to see more manifestations of this. I'm happy to see Senna actually being played as a fasting role, not as a feasting role. You just auto attack. And then you see that he didn't charge up his E, so you're good. Udyr can use the empowered E ability. You can see that bar underneath his health bar to see whether or not he has access to the empower spells, and if he has his empower E, he'll be unstoppable. Keria sees that there's a window to just go in and take it, get the root. Once you see the root land, you can auto get the Q in every single time. And look how beefy this Nautilus is. Effectively 4,000 HP when he has his shield online. With Frozen Heart, with... what is it called? Hollow Radiance. And all the resources to be big. He's actually level 15. Gumayusi's level 13, lowest in the game. Tied with the Renata. And yet, with a ridiculous amount of stacks. They actually didn't put it on the scoreboard. I kind of like that the LCS does that. They show the scoreboards. All right, they separate one from the fight. Corki's in. This is going to be a slaughter. Senna gets a perfect ultimate. Renata tries to go, but again, she's in the middle of the fight. Gets a poor angle here. And this is just going to be a complete wipe here. 3 for 0 to start. Chasing the other 2. They don't even need to teleport to try to stop the flanks, although they might. They might say we can get 1 extra kill here by flanking. But just by stopping backs, it does mean that Corki's going to have avenues to get into the base. You see how they are able to designate, right? Different jobs, different people with different tasks. I'm going to go in, I'll stop backs. I'm going to teleport, push the wave. Rest of the team's going to move up, coming in behind. We're making sure that even if they play this perfectly, there's not going to be any defense for them. Beautiful game from T1. Yeah, so this whole time. Double starting items. There we go. Double starting items, and eventually you buy the World Atlas on the Senna. When exactly did they buy it? For this. First back? Yeah, first back. Swifties and World Atlas. We've spoken about it before. All right, so the gig is up. I mean, there's multiple avenues to doing this. Going with double Doran's items gives you an insane spike for the lane phase. Makes you much, much stronger. And then there are 2 iterations that you can do. One is that you can go get the support item on your AD carry and just exist in a lane with your mid lane and not have to care about it. In Senna specific territory, you just never want to be farming anyways. Looks like she just took the minimal amount of farm to get by. Probably sharing just cannons, or I probably don't even want to take cannons because cannon is a guaranteed soul, so you probably give that one up. But you see the Bomby Cinder from Nautilus, but there is room to actually play with 2 support items as well. So the gig is up. They're going to be using that early and often. See how we get adaptations for the rest of the series, if we get adaptations. Excuse me just a moment. All right, here we go with game 2. BDD was the first of the Wonder Children that were supposed to dethrone Faker, right? After the 3 world championships, you just saw this wave of Korean talent in mid lane, sort of like Be Like Mike. You saw Be Like Faker, BDD, then Showmaker, then Chovy, Knight being the other one who was actually on the T1 roster and might have even been at that moment the second best mid laner in the world. Both of them were on T1 at one time. Knight realizing that he had to go to China if he wanted a chance to get spotted, getting that big contract now with BLG. Like I mentioned before, I can't wait to see these teams battling against each other. The fact that they have the T1 championship emote on their wheel and they are happy to show it, like, we are going to tell the world that we're coming for you. I love that. I love that from a cultural aspect. It does have a downside where T1's going to be like, okay, all right, you're coming. All right, let's see, and they're going to work even harder too. So we might have the best year of competitive international League of Legends that we've ever had, because these teams are both stacked and they both want it. They both know what it takes, and they both have a singular drive for getting it. So I really can't wait to see what the rest of this will come out. We'd see Smolder in the draft. Now, it is going to be a fleet footwork. You do Overheal and Bloodline as a way to stay healthy on this Smolder. Sometimes you see Presence of Mind so that you can just stay topped off on your mana. Most of your spells want to be aimed at the enemy champions whenever possible. And every time that you're doing that, you're getting the effect of the Presence of Mind. Look at what Alistar is doing, standing in front of Smolder most times. Now he's going to go lay out a ward because they didn't get information on Wukong's start. Beryl realizing that there's a window to get a huge trade out. So a little miscommunication right there. Guma should have been stepping back while Keria went to get the ward placed, but it looks like it was just a bluff, right? It was just a bluff to come out to that spot. Hold on, nice little engage from Vi. Q flash to get forward. Faker taking it down on BDD. But yeah, one of the things that you can do when you have a dominant lane phase, and what they're trying to do with this Varus Nautilus is, oh my goodness, flash W. Beautifully done. We have the ignite, the heal, everything's ticking, but Def will stay alive. One of the things that you can do against a lane like Alistar is you can take this Wukong into a southern clear, southern quadrant, get your level 3, and then go behind this path right here. So oftentimes you'll see something like 1, 2, 3 into a gank, or you'll see something with the Raptors clear, or you can even see that same ribbon clear that we were talking about, and then you skip Krugs and you go for this, so you can get a faster path. That flash, that was real flash, and he's got no hex flash, so that's a huge power down for the Alistar, and Smolder does get the first kill, and they get the second. They're trying to get every little ounce of this. Props for KT for trying to get the maximum out of this pick, but Vi versus Wukong showing its head again. Vi coming out on top. 3 kills. Owner, who played a wonderful game in the last game in a support poppy role, taking the maximum here. Nice job by Vi to come out of the vision. Very little time for Nazir to react. Good flash by Piosik. Barrel's on peel duty, but yeah, this nice play by Guma, realizing that a window to come forward. Very nicely done, and then they isolate. Too many cooldowns are down. Guma, well, Smolder in general, a lot of people, I mean, the pros are on alert about this. The lane phase for Smolder is actually quite strong. It feels like as a spellcaster that maybe it might be weak, but just look at Varus, right? Look at champions like Varus. The lane phase is most similar to that. You have a very easy to hit, very high damage, slowing effect. A lot of poke that you can hit out, the targeted poke, and it's stacking, right? The pressure is on the enemy team to get something done. I did not think after last week's annihilation of T1 by a Smolder, I did not think that we were going to see another Smolder making it through the draft. I really didn't, until we see massive changes. But right now it's up. It's a popular champion, so it's going to exist. Riot HQ, they love to have strong champions that, it sells some skins. It makes the new champion popular, and specifically, I don't know if this is on purpose. I'm going to assume it's on purpose. You're starting to see second generation gamers now, right? Like you had second generation gamers. Some of us are second generation gamers. But since esports have become a thing, let's say that 2010 was like the real naissance of esports, a little bit before if you're counting StarCraft, and they had some pretty big scenes going on. But the kids, think about how old the kids are of people who were fans of that scene, right? You were scenes. Now those people who started families now have kids that are 8, 9, 10 years old right now. Like my son is 9. He's all about this. He wants to be a professional gamer. That was not a thing when I was a kid, right? There was no career to be a professional gamer. So what a perfect time to release Smolder, right? A kid champion that is a dragon. Tons of fun to play, tons of fun to scale. Just like we saw Cassante being left open because it's going to bring in a new player base for a long time, they have no incentive to nerf this champion, right? I expect to see Smolder as a strong champion for a long time because it's wildly popular, right? And let the high yellow people ban him. That's fine. He exists. The kids are having tons of fun. I'm on my 1,000-game Rakan journey. You know, we're committing to 100 games at a time, but the idea is that maybe we can get 1,000 games and get to Masters by the end of the season. But just 100 games playing in March, and he's like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll play 100 games with Smolder. I love Smolder. And of course you do. Like, it's the kid champion. It's a dragon. It makes perfect sense. So it's a wily play by them. I think that it will help ensure the health of the game for a generation to come. What do you guys think? This is kind of bizarre for Strat Chat, but hashtag Strat Chat. Do you think that Smolder is meant to just farm new players? What do you think of the design? Do you think it's bad for the game? I think it's fantastic. I think it's fun, whimsical. It goes back to the roots of champion design in the beginning. Like, let's design a fun champion. I just hope that they don't niche it and pigeonhole it into just AD carry. Like, let people play the spellcaster. If they want to be a fire-breathing dragon, they can be a fire-breathing dragon. That's my thoughts. But I think that the future of the game is going to be healthy with moves like that. Getting back into the game. T1's up 1,000 gold. BDD's on full peel mode. We see Alistar on the roam timer. Being matched here by Barrel on Nautilus. They do feel like they can get some more presence up here. You have level 5 from Piosek, who's about to hit level 6, I believe, yeah, you should get it off this camp. Just by the count, 48 minions is almost always exactly enough. Sometimes you can do it with 44 if you're getting respawns on the right camps. Specifically your Krugs and your Gromp, giving tons of extra experience. And if you can get 3 clears off of those in your first 3 cycles, then you'll get a really fast level 6. So now the prerogative. Varus probably has no more windows to truly punish the Smolder here. And we see Flash Pulverize. Was that a Q Flash? Yeah. Q Flash to get the initiation. Smolder doesn't need to get the kills, right? Smolder actually doesn't care as much about kills. It's very happy to give it to an Orianna. Orianna uses gold much more. Smolder uses stacks, right? The stacks is going to be just a totally fine part of its game plan. Yes, it does spike off of Essence Reaver. It spikes again off of Navori. It spikes again off of Rapid Fire. But it's not like other carries where you just, like, every single half item you get feels like it matters. It really feels like the completed items are totally fine, and then you can sit on them. Whereas Orianna, every little bit of AP is going to impact the shields. It's going to impact the strength of the ultimate. Yeah, so Q Flash hitting both targets. Guma fast to E over the wall and get everything well played. And we were just saying that Varus doesn't have many windows to fight back, right? Like, what is Varus supposed to do in this situation where you no longer have pushing power against this champion? You're down 0-1. You've bought tier, so you're trying to go into a Manamune, which means that you're going to be in a little bit of a trough right now while you build into presumably Yumu's and Manamune, probably the same as the Senna build. Going into Opportunity, skipping the Manamune for the Senna often, but going for this Lethality Varus for the poke. Like, yeah, you have a little bit of a trough as you stack your Manamune. And Smolder, meanwhile, is on the spiked Essence Reaver. I don't see a world where Varus can ever fight back here, right? So how are they going to actually manage this? How are they going to move people? I expect that they need to get Azir into a side lane. Azir's been glued to this mid lane in a pushing war with Ori, and you saw that already turned into one death using the Vi's Q flash. But BDD's kind of been stuck here, and this is largely when your team doesn't have a goal, and this is something that I've been a critic of Piosik. Now it's not obvious to know, but it's just a feeling, right? From watching 10,000 hours of this game, it feels like Piosik does not stick to plans as well as many other junglers, specifically like Kanabi and Canyon. Kanabi and Canyon owner as well. I feel like I can rely on them to stick to plan more often, whereas I feel like Piosik plays by the seat of his pants. It's how he definitely was playing on Team Liquid, and I even thought that that's the way that he played when he won the World Championship as a sub. Remember, he wasn't even, I mean, you can say he's the winner, but I do, right, that I'm not crazy. He was the sub on that team and he came in. Am I nuts? Like, I feel like I need to fact check myself on that. Maybe it was just. We'll check that out later. Okay, no, it's just Piosik. Okay. K'Sante, as he's wont to do. We didn't really talk about this matchup. Gnar versus K'Sante. You take Gnar and feel like you can bully, but starting at level 6, K'Sante can solo kill you, and he certainly can compound for these 2v1s. We have a 6-1 lead. 2.5k. Smolder stacking happily. How do you get out of this if you're KT? Well, again, you have to find some amount of proactive play. You're not really even scaling that much in this game because you're playing against Smolder, Orianna, and K'Sante. So how are you ever going to outscale this? You're not really. You can try to go for a wombo combo with Gnar, Azir. You can try to push people, bounce house them, try to get chain knockups. You've got Varus, which is a support-ish champion for that position. You can see that with this build in general, you're trying to get more poke. You're trying to get early poke from the Azir and the Varus, sometimes from the Gnar. You might even see the Gnar throw his Q backwards. Right? You throw it behind you and then you just let it pass and you actually get much more range. It is very predictable, but you can use that as your Varus is charging up their empowered Q to potentially get more predictable spots to move on. KT does get the Herald. Are they ever going to find a window to get this in, though? Beautiful movement by Zeus. You see those micro movements? Does not get hit by a single spell in the Gnar ulti. And from this moment on, he's going to feel very strong. Mini Gnar cannot stand up against K'Sante at all. Faker playing back for a moment. You see how he's stepping back in the wave, not even contesting a thing, right? Just let it come all the way to the turret. If the enemy mid laner is willing to step up and put themselves in a dangerous position, then you tend to get a read on where they're going. But because you know that Alistar and Vi are taking their recall, or is just happy to let it come to them, go for a step back in the lane, just clear the minions as they come without ever presenting a target. Now, this is something Faker's had to do in particular more than any other champion, because there is no player in the history of League of Legends that has been ganked more often than Faker. With great power comes great responsibility, and that's to not int in mid lane, because everybody's coming for you. Everybody knows your name. Everybody's coming for you. So, you know, he was already the best defensive positioning mid laner. He could dodge everything for days. But really, being put through the crucible of having to dodge all the spells all the time, he became even better. So he's probably the single best positioning, position-oriented player in the entire game. Now, here's something kind of interesting regarding Smolder and stacking in side lanes. You see Smolders tend to stick around in side lanes just a little bit longer than some other characters. The way that you might see a Vayne play, the way that you might see a Nivea in mid lane, you're willing to stick around a little bit longer, but still, as soon as the Azir shows that he's going to come down here, Smolder cannot survive against this, and he will leave immediately. So they are keen to the Azir rotation. That's their cue, saying, okay, we'll stay here as long as you like, because I'm much stronger than you, and once you bring Azir down, that's when I'll recall and come back. So this is beautiful macro from T1. What is left on the map for KT to play for? So based on this rotation, Azir gets the first push in bot lane. They do get the Herald to get the first chunk off of this mid. But you see that Orianna dutifully cleared every single wave here, did not give up anything on this turret. That's one of those things when you're playing those solo queue games, even in high elo, like roaming, yeah, it feels nice. Getting kills feels nice, and it's especially good for the psyche. But what also feels nice is having a fully healthy mid turret that even when they make for a big play, oh no. Wow, ulting all the way over, queuing the R, so even after it gets hit with the wall is able to come in, but Zeus is going to show the strength of Cassante right here in the middle of this fight. Wukong's trying to knock up the maximum, but Smolder is on the outskirts, going to get the maximum here. The fact that Vi was able to get that counter engage off was a big deal for them to get any amount of chunks here. Smolder's going to get back into position. Alistar looking to cut off this angle. Piosik takes a really bad angle back to the turret there, puts himself at risk, ends up having to burn flash. And the whole time, Faker's like, nope, I'm in charge of my lane. I trust you guys. I'm pushing up. As long as I have a healthier turret than you guys, we're always going to be in a good spot. Now, I wish the spectators would show the grublings. I don't think spectator mode has that, but they do have all 6, right? I want to say they do, because we just saw 2 Void Mites spawning. Beryl finds the engage. We said that they had first rotation, the Azir ult being used on 1, but Vi was immediately able to reposition, meant that they had to use extra resources. Deft being hit by the dragon the whole time, and then Perfect trying to get into the middle of the fight, but this is Mini-Gnar, this is not a champion. And Deft eventually stepping forward means there's nothing else to play for, and T1 just cascading this really bad spot for KT. KT has a lot to work on. Their communication, a little bit off. T1 looks like a well-oiled machine. Rotations are clean, as you expect. Faker perhaps being one of the best shot callers, right? Again, positional player extraordinaire. Used to be about the outplays. Look at the moves. Look at the plays. Faker, oh my God. Right? You guys remember that Zed clip? Bursting onto the scene, what was that, season 3? That was how Faker came out, and who was it that he retired out of mid lane? Ryu? Was it Ryu that he did it against? And I think it was later Crown or Spirit. One of the guys later that season was like, if this is how good the players are, I no longer belong in professional League of Legends, and they retired. And that's where the meme, you know, X retired Y, you know, Faker retired this guy, that's where that came from. And it happens, right? He's got a stranglehold on the game. He came out with the outplays, and now he's just become the best positional player. Probably has to thank Coma for that. Coach Coma was a champion StarCraft player. and was renowned, not just for insanely good mechanics, but just positional awareness, moving his team like a chess team, right? And it's the same thing here. There's so many parallels that you can draw between chess and League of Legends. We see Prio in mid, moving over into the Western Quadrant. We're going to see battling for vision here. Vi's going to come in, try to take down this ward. They're going to leave the control. No. They just moved that control ward for no great reason, to no great effect. You almost wanted Vi to stick around there longer to maybe try to pull a fast one on her. Again, KT's going to have to pull a punch, or not pull their punch. They're going to have to throw a punch at some point. And you can just see that right now they're just bleeding out resources, giving up room in their turret, in their quadrant. Now you're going to have the sieging power of Smolder and Orianna, the AoE. They're going to be able to clear everything. Sorry, doorbell's ringing. I'll be right back. Oh man, what a couple days. We had one cat that we had to put down a couple nights ago, and now one has a brain tumor, which we kind of saw both of them coming. They're both old cats, like 18 and 16, but oh man, wars, huh? Here we go. We can resume. 5k gold lead, 3 dragons, everything's well in hand for them here. It is the Chem Soul, so you might see some aggressive Blast Cone usage. Still haven't seen the most creative avenues of using the Blast Cones for long range engages. We've seen it a couple times, but I'd like to see teams like really have a plan for how they want to use this map. Job by Zeus buffering against the pick. Now they're going to take this position. Now it is on KT side of the map, so it is one of the more favorable positions that they could have, but the problem is they're just so far behind. Everyone dodges the Smolder ultimate, kind of awkwardly placed right along that wall. But T1's just going to keep on pressing up. They're going to spawn these Void Mites, get the bleed onto the turret, right? It's so hard to win against a team once they get 6 grubs if they just stick to a lane and start pushing in. You're going to start seeing them control adjacent lines. You see the Alistar on one side, they already have the wards on the other, so Alistar exists on the other side, making sure that there's no avenues for flanking. And you can start controlling vision on this side, especially as it pertains to the Baron spawn. Orianna's going to go pick up this wave. Does not have teleport, so we do have a window for KT to try to take advantage of this. But T1 did turn that entire river into Fog of War, so KT does not know about Orianna until she's showing right now. So only now do they see her, but there's no more play to be had. One of the things that you can do to try to come back in a game like this is anticipate, right? Just derive the information. You see a wave crashing and you see that they just pushed you out of a center. You know that they're about to be done pushing mid. You can just guess what the next play is going to be. And really all of your downtime in a game like this should be trying to find the perfect trap, right? Try to figure out what is going to be the ideal circumstances for us to take a fight. Orianna leaving to clear a wave with no teleport, or Cassante, right? Either one. One of their teleporters leaves to go clear a lane, and while they are clearing, we make a fight happen. This is one of the ideal situations. There are a few others, right? We don't need to go over all of them, but one of the things you can do is picture all of these types of interactions and start predicting which one is the most likely to happen, which one can we cause to happen, versus which one do we have to react and really predict to. And if you can create a trap for your opponents, then yeah, you absolutely have a window where you might be able to create something for your team. It would look something like setting a trap or invading into the northern quadrant at the moment that Orianna is leaving. Instead, they opted to go for recalls and to clearing camps, but that's really the non-plan plan, right? Like, okay, let's just reset and do the same thing we've been doing over again. Piosik is getting waylaid here. Owner going into the fight, gets pulled back. Is that his own Q? It must have been a Gnarl. That was the Gnarl throwing them back. They do get the one in the front to back. Plenty of damage there, but they're missing all their ultimates now. Only Azir has one left. But that said, only Cassante has an ultimate left, so they may decide that they don't get to do that much more here. Guma's looking for a press forward. Keria saying, I can body you off of these juicy fruits. That feels bad. When you're a jungler 4 levels up on the enemy team support, and they're able to scare you away from the fruit in the river, that's when you know that you're really far behind, or at least that the mentality, it's like it's the planless mentality. This should be good for you, right? Vi's not here, you should be willing to take more fights, but clearly the communication is not perfect, because Wukong should not be letting an Alistar body him off. There's no circumstance where you should ever allow for that, right? And so now in this case, now you're moving back, you've shown that you're taking passive lines, everyone's playing super safely, and your Varus is almost out of resources. Now T1's going to move over. They're taking the Fog of War approach. BDD thinks that he's afraid to move up to these bushes because there might be a trap, but T1's actually just starting the Baron. So, I mean, this is a huge blunder from KT. It's specifically Piosik, again, as we said, has sometimes fallen to the non-plan plan. All right, Zeus isolating Gnar. We do have a split fight. That was really far for Owner to engage away from the rest of the team. BDD trying to scoop the rest of the team up, but there's just not enough damage. And Guma on Smolder is on full stack, so he's going to be dealing tons of damage in this fight. Already the leading damage dealer in the fight as it is. But KT, I mean, a little bit of an overreach there from T1. That was a flash pulverize from the Alistar into a Q flash and ultimate from Vi, at which point Deft was already really far out of the fight. Now, it is someone that you need to get out. Varus needs to get pulled out of the pit because he has such a high execution threshold on his empowered Q. Love this build, by the way, from Smolder. Skipping Navori, going straight to Spear of Shojin. Now, this was an interesting spot. You actually could have held that champion up for longer. That was a headbutt pulverize. It could have just been a headbutt walk-up auto-attack pulverize, which meant that you would have had permanent CC chains for Varus. Instead, they did not get that. So it could have been slightly cleaner there from T1. But KT was going to be very happy with the overall results. Just keeping Baron alive, the fact that they got a dragon for themselves. But T1 was always going to be happy. Letting the fourth dragon go, when you have 3 especially, you do not want that fourth dragon at the cost of anything. Nothing. Right? You only take that fourth dragon if it's being given to you for free. Because this lead, they have such a massive lead, they're happy to say, that's fine. Yes, like, you can have the dragon, we'll go fight for Baron, and we'll take whatever else comes to us after the Baron fight. Then we'll push the base down, and once the base is broken, then we're happy to take Soul, and then we're happy to spawn Elder. You don't really want Elder to be spawned unless you have structural damage in the base, meaning an inhibitor done, right? If an inhibitor's gone and the Elder's spawning, then that's different because you can force the enemy team to come over without using any bodies, right? No teleports. It doesn't matter who has how many teleports. If there's supers barreling down a lane, especially 2 of them, then you're going to have permanent structural damage implications by leaving that lane. And then you can force Elder long siege, right? You can have a protracted siege around something like an Elder buff. But right now they're very happy to say, we'll take Baron as our prize. You can take Dragon. We'll get the upfront. We'll get a better fight out of this. It means that we've got the Baron buff for another minute. Now they're going to look, you see how they're pinging the turret back there. They're saying this is the turret to play off of. We're going to play from bottom side, try to get all of our vision from mid into bottom. So this means that they're going to go 2 angles here. They're going to try to push here and control everything in between, right? So these 2 angles, you can completely give up this side. And that means that Varus is safe. I like that they're putting the AD carry here because the AD carry is the most susceptible. He also has the most pushing power. So Varus should feel empowered now to go up and take this turret. There's really nothing stopping him, and it's actually something you should do because it's got the bounty on it. The bounty and the permanent structural damage that you can get right now. This turret is actually forcing waves to rebound and push back out. And every single time that it does it, it means that there's more threat under this turret. And without T1 having to put any bodies up there, that wave just keeps on turning around, getting pushed back. And now with their lead, this wave right here, it's on their side, and with more minions, this one's going to reinforce, and it's going to start slow pushing and stacking up. So we'll keep an eye on that top wave and how it's acting. It looks like Cassante might go over there. He shouldn't. This is not a place Cassante needs to go. It looks like he gets called off of it. Look at that. Goes over and says, nope, I don't need to be there. I'd love to know who makes that call. But look, we've got 10 minions versus 7, right? This is going to be pushing anyways. Plus, you've got the XP lead. So this wave is just going to continue pushing. Cassante's trying to go in the middle of the fight as the Azir turret's coming up. This is actually kind of a dangerous spot, but should be more than happy to take most of this fight. But look how that wave on top is continuing to push. Now, T1 had said, they had signaled that they wanted to push down here and get this wave pushing as well. They didn't actually get that. And because of the Azir turret, KT is actually able to fight for mid-prio, which means that they have about the best situation they could ask for to defend for this dragon. The big problem is you see them pinging it now. You see that wave that we said we were going to keep an eye on? Again, stronger, still pushing, about to reinforce. We're going to have double stacked waves here. And someone needs to go answer it, right? You're collecting so much. That's two and a half waves worth for one trip up there. Wukong saying, I'm going to go take away spots in the jungle. We're going to give up the soul. It's not really that important of a soul. Now we'll come back and take the defense. Wukong actually could have done something for his team by cutting off this wave. Would have been more valuable than the Krugs, although it would have revealed him. I don't think there's any world where you're defending this turret. You can try to defend them a little bit further into your base, or let them take this inhib and play for the sides. And again, try to get this shutdown. Give yourself something to play for. When you're the losing team, you need to find something to be your haymakers. Just some shots to take. You need to be able to leverage power somewhere on the map, and as it stands, we're not getting that. Low isolation there from Cassante. You see them holding the shape of this fight. Faker and Guma on the outsides, constantly doing it. You've got all the beefcakes in the middle. Vi, Alistar, and Cassante controlling as much space as possible. Flash backwards from Smolder. Wonderful game from this champion. Very, very strong champ. I hope the kids are rejoicing. I want to see lots of Smolder. I want to see my son play 100 games on a champion, right? This will be his first, like, one trick. It'll be the first time that he takes a champion. He's like, I want to play this champion because I identify with it. And it makes sense. I think it's fantastic for the game. T1 trying to flex on them under the base. The minions are going to take care of the inhibitors, so they're just going for the kills. So a clean win there from T1. KT just kind of folded over, and you can see it in the faces, right? As they're just sitting there. It felt like they just folded over. Ugh. All right, well done by T1. KT's got a lot to work on. 6-4 going in. They're still going to be a strong team, but they clearly have to discuss something, right? It's about positive culture. I hope the coaches are identifying, if they're watching this video, positive culture precedes positive results. I don't know what it's going to take, but with all potentially, with a bunch of egos on the team, that could be an issue. It could be an issue that they just need to have a better strategy moving forward. But I've definitely seen some dyssynergy between what the team's game plan should be and what Piosik is doing. So there's definitely some rifts here, something that they got to figure out. All right, we're going to play a cooldown game because, yeah, brain tumor news is never good news. Probably have a couple messages to send. Excuse me for a moment. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to call it a little bit earlier today. I'm not in the mood for this. So it is what it is. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. I see a lot of follows on Twitch and a couple of thumbs up on YouTube. I appreciate that very much. Tomorrow, maybe nothing tomorrow. My son was a little bit sick. I don't know if we're going to go up and visit the in-laws and go skiing, but we'll be back on Monday. to continue the Rakan voyage. Probably to play some. What's the word I'm looking for? Not rebound games, but just if we don't play for 4 days, we're probably can end up playing a set on Rakan where it's an unranked or where we're just trying to like, all right, we missed a few days, let's get back in the groove, and then we'll start climbing again. But it's been a good ride so far. This one felt so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 best of threes in a row, a clean 12-0 record. Feels pretty good. We're doing all right. All right. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you. Catch you next time. Peace.